Welcome to Nerds in the Dark. I'm Mikey,
I'm Darnel. What's up?
and we're here to talk about Sinners. Such a fantastic, beautiful movie. Like, spoiler alert, that's not a spoiler. We loved this movie.
Yeah, I saw it twice. So
This was something. Oh, was that what you went to go see again yesterday?
yeah,
Oh man, so you were doing you were doing homework.
yeah. I was like, let me double check, make sure I wasn't confused on some things. Let me go pop in. I pretty much had a theater to myself, so I was like, oh, perfect.
Nice, perfect. So non-spoiler review here. Um, I think that depending on what you see in the trailer, I think if you go into this movie blind, you're going to have a good time. I think even if you go in knowing that it's a vampire movie, you're going to have a good time. So no spoiler, I think, to say that it's a vampire movie. Um, so your non-spoiler review, give it to me straight. What do you think?
Best movie of the year.
Movie of the year.
Yeah.
That's pretty hot. It's already in April.
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan and his twin are amazing.
Yep. They gave us the Lindsay Lohan treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was pretty solid. I will say this movie, like no spoilers, this is definitely like a 9.5 for me. Like this is a high rated movie. Very few like flaws, very few plot holes. Great
That's not dope.
representation.
Was
Darnell saw no plot holes, but I'll give him my one big plot hole, and then we can kind of go from there. But yeah, so there's not a lot wrong with this movie. This movie was great. The music was fantastic. The representation was amazing. And I will say that the story sets you up in a way that really kind of it healed something in me as a person of color watching many of the scenes in this movie, particularly even like the end. There's a
yes.
special scene at the end that happens before the credits where I'm like, oh, I like this. And
I will say, let me guys interject, is not a spoiler, but like anybody who like bad reviewed the movie, either A was not watching the movie. Like that's the thing. It's like every bad review I saw, I was like, you didn't watch the movie. And a lot of the bad takes of confusion
yeah,
are like, oh, you didn't watch the movie. Like you had been talking to the movie or something, but like that question is answered or that thing is clearly stated.
oh, I've
So,
seen
like,
some takes where I'm like, oh, you weren't paying attention at all.
yeah, you had to go to the bathroom or something because
I can tell you there's one scene where I mistook the context and was very confused for a second and was like, oh, I don't like this at all. And then it clarified it later for me. But
it wasn't the ice cream, right?
huh?
It wasn't the ice cream, right? Because the ice cream confused some people.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I did see some people talking about that scene. That wasn't one for me. But I will tell you that the scene when we get into the spoiler section, I'll tell you what confused me about it.
Great.
So yeah, it was highly recommend. This is like easily a top 10, if not your top 5 vampire movies. I think that if you like movies like Blade, like uh, Blade,
Lovecraft Country,
yeah,
not a movie, but like if you like Lovecraft Country, you're gonna like this.
yeah. I think if you like anything that's more of like even more of a period piece where you talk about like the old South, you're
Yeah.
gonna like the vibe of this.
Yeah, I've seen somebody say like if you took out the vampires, like it's still a solid fucking movie.
Yeah, yeah,
And about trauma and everything. And so it's like, yeah, like that.
yeah. Are we ready to jump into some spoilers?
Oh yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'll give you your plot hole that you didn't see. Uh,
Right.
and it's actually two glaring plot holes.
Oh, right.
So Mary and Mary and Stack already have permission to enter the building and never do again. They stand outside waiting to be invited again.
Mary does. Stack does it.
Stack was already inside the building when he became a vampire.
Ah, yes. But then, yeah. Okay.
So
That is. Yeah. I didn't think that was weird that he like left out.
yeah, so
But maybe it's like,
he was surrounded, so he was like, okay, I gotta go to like, out there with my people is safer than being in here with 6 others that will try to kill me.
yes. You know what? Because I was about to say that like there would be like it doesn't the apologies like maybe they left and they had to be reinvited back in, but that is completely debunked because then Rennick, whatever his name is, leaves and comes back inside.
Yeah.
So like I guess it's like it's an open path. Like hey, once you're invited, you're invited. It doesn't come. It doesn't get neglected.
Yeah.
So,
like they couldn't like because clearly like if you go by vampire rules, right? Like if you could renege on an invite, then it's not as big of a threat. If when the one lady is like, come on in, if everyone else said no, then
yeah.
it wouldn't work.
Yes.
So it ends up being like one of those things where you can look at it and say, okay, well, this doesn't make a ton of sense, but also like it's fine. It's one of those plot holes that you can easily just kind of like skip over because it's the rest of them out there that's the threat. Like Mary herself or Stack himself aren't giant threats on their own. It's all of them.
Yes.
So that's a small plot hole, and I let it go, but it is one that exists.
Okay.
It also like I don't know if it's feasible that Stack and Mary found shade.
Found what?
Shade. Like how did they how did they avoid the sunrise? Because like they at the point where they leave, it's like seconds before Rennick and the rest of them die.
See, my thing is, I assume that like they like went back inside the
They just stood inside the box and waited.
Yeah, they stood inside the place because like it would explain why the doors are locked, and so like he locked the doors, like the brother locked the doors so they would be like so they'd be like so at least his brother would be safe.
Yeah,
and so like he managed
left him. And
yes,
that's one thing. And that is one way that you can say like it makes sense. Like, but that also avoids the like when you have the scene, what they use as a crutch to say that they got away is when Stack grabs Mary's hand and leads her out. They ignore the fact that after that scene, Stack is upstairs fighting with Smoke.
Yes.
So it's not like he took her out and they ran and they had tons of time. It's like, no, Stack came back upstairs and starts fighting Smoke.
Yeah.
So that's one scene where I'm like, okay, this is where I can see where there's like, something that doesn't make a ton of sense, but if you're willing to let it go, it's like movie magic. They survive.
Like, yeah, I would argue that like also like Smoke or Stack is in the bar, but then Mary might have been at the fucking KKK house. Or like
that was pretty
like,
far.
like okay. Like so like maybe it wasn't back in the bar or mill, but like she was like he like at least ran her off to like, hey, we're gonna get you somewhere safe because like it's getting weird. You need to like leave.
Yeah.
And so like she hid away in something.
I will say with the way that they pulled up, I don't know how many people were walking.
Yes.
because they came stacked in those vehicles.
Harleen walked. So
She did. So that's one. But I don't know. I know the cornbread used that as an excuse. He's like, yo, he was my ride.
exactly. Do that with money.
It'd be like, oh god, that scene. He's like, it'd be your own people.
Yeah, that's right.
That scene was so good. There was so many good scenes in this. Like watching the music, like watching everybody go in there with the music, and it wasn't even like it wasn't just like black. I'm saying there was so
Oh yeah.
like Asian representation was there too. I loved it. I'll tell
I
you.
really liked
Go ahead.
like I just like Stack's like sarcastic response to everything was like no, we cousins. And got no offended. And I was just like, oh, this man.
Yeah. Well, he was done with a lot of people. I like how Smoke was like instant setting the tone. He like shot somebody in the ass. He's like, my day was going good until he shot me in the ass. And then he was like ready to like let them go. He's like, and then he shoots him in the knee. And he's just like, I can't say that you tried to rob me and got away with nothing.
Yeah. And then they pay for the medical bills. It's like, hey, look, like I'm not completely shit. Like
he's like, yeah, here's some money to get him patched up. You know what I mean?
It's like awesome. Like remember, don't try me again.
Right. So one thing that I want to talk about is that I saw a lot of people talking about Stack and Mary and how people were looking at it as like, Mary endangered everybody else, and Stack, like, why did Stack even fuck with her? Because it seemed like he wasn't fucking with her in the first place, right? Like it was like, oh, you don't even like her. And I think that it's like misrepresented in a lot of ways because people are looking at it through a modern lens as opposed to the lens of Jim Crow South in Mississippi. So Mary does endanger everyone else, but she's actually using her privilege. Like as a person who is she's mixed race, right? She is white passing mixed. And she, rather than like acknowledging the fact that the biggest danger to her is being found out, right?
Yeah.
What most people would have done in that time would have distanced themselves from blackness. And rather than doing so, she entrenches herself within blackness.
Yeah.
And not only does that, but uses her privilege, like leverages it to try to better the lives of those around her. So not only is she there in like the black district downtown, not only is she there like trying to find out what these white people are doing, right? She's like, I got to feel them out. I got to get, see what kind of stuff they're dealing with, right? But she knows it's not completely safe. That's why she brought the gun with her. She knows that she needs to make sure that they don't fuck with nobody else there, right? So she's using her privilege, right? So I think that looking at it through the lens of like what this was and what those dangers represented for her, I think she was fully like good, right?
Oh yeah, I think she had good intentions, but at the same time, like sometimes even if you have the best intentions, you can still do harm.
Okay,
and
that's true. So now the other thing is when people say that Stack didn't like her, I will argue Stack fucked with her heavy. He loved her so much that he was willing to sacrifice their happiness to give her the best chance of life. Because again, she can't be found out. And because she's white passing, the two of them being together in the Jim Crow South is a danger to both of them. So what does he do? Even though he loves her, he leaves her and sets her up with a white man.
Yes.
So he does sacrifice their happiness for her longevity.
Yes. And like, well, like the thing is, like he flat out says, like, "Hey, I'll kill for you," and it's like, because like that proves it, like, "Hey, look, I love you as much as I can love you, but I also can't like I don't want to be like I don't want to see you have a hard life.
Right. Right. So that is like that in itself. And I will position this, and I know you're gonna say this. You're gonna be like, this is blasphemy, right? Stack is better to marry than Smoke is to Annie.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it's blasphemous. It's definitely controversial.
It's controversial.
Because
Okay. Now people are gonna sit there and gonna look at Smoke and Annie, and they're gonna look at them together and be like, "Oh, this is great," right? But you put the framing in, put the context of what they tell you in the story, is that both Smoke and Stack left their winger, right, several years ago.
yes,
Right? Stack set Mary up for a better life. What is the context of Smoke leaving Annie? Their child died. So rather than be with her and help her through this thick and thin, the way partners are supposed to be, because again, if they were having a child, there's tons of things that happen, right? There's whispers in the night of like what he'll do and what type of father he'll be. And instead, when that child dies, he leaves her behind. And I think that makes him a worse partner.
accurate. Like, you know what? I see it.
I'm just saying. Was I here for everything that I saw? You're like, yes, right. And you know that woman was waiting for him, right? The way she comes back and she's just like, your body did not forget me.
Yeah.
Like, damn. Like, look, I don't know about you, but like that's somebody's folding. That happens, right? Like longer. We both. So what I'm saying is like I get it, right? Also, speaking of other good lines, right? Like you can like you can steal this, like you can rob these people and that people, but you can't steal this pussy.
Like I will say she has a line that like I've seen like from Black women like that's a plot hole, which is her line of saying I beat every bitch's ass in here. You know that. And it was like her being that light skin would not have gotten that way over that line with like in some real shit with like that many dark skinned black women. Some other dark skinned black women would have like, excuse me, motherfucker, who are you talking about? I feel like that's.
I think that's another one that's in the context of today versus the context of that, because like in the same way that she leverages her privilege, she's using it here. She can say she'll beat the shit out of everyone else because again, she's a white passing woman, right? Anybody that like she's her privilege makes her blind to the fact that many of these women won't fuck her up, right? Because they don't want to catch a case.
I feel like at least I should have been like, excuse me, you know what I mean? Like at least somebody's had to be like, oh, who the fuck she talking about?
Yeah,
maybe not to her.
There wasn't enough sweet.
Like
somebody should have been like, you hear
like somebody had at least in the background had to be like at least like, excuse me, like
yeah. Somebody should have said something. Somebody should have cocked an ear and been like, yo, what's she saying?
Exactly. Like maybe that's a her to somebody to like
yeah, exactly.
Because like
now there's a lot I think like in this. I will tell you the one thing that I heard, and you're gonna fucking laugh at me. So in the scene where Smoke initially pulls up to Annie's place, I was really confused and freaked out because I thought that Annie was his mother.
Ooh, okay. I voice about that because that just feels like some anti-blackness a little bit.
So okay, let me give you the context of how I got here.
Okay.
Because I wasn't paying enough attention. Right?
Okay, cool. We're paying attention.
Here's what happened. All right. Stack and Sammy are driving, and Stack is telling Sammy about their father and how Smoke was the one that killed their father.
Yes.
Right? Immediately in the next scene, Smoke pulls up to a grave to put flowers on it. because this is what he said. Stack is like, Smoke was already burying him by the time I woke up. So you see Smoke pull up to a grave, put flowers on it. This woman comes out. She's again dealing with young children at the time, so it makes her look a little older. He does not look at her, and he's like, "You good?" Like he's very standoffish in that initial case. So I was like, "Oh, is this his mother?" And it wasn't until afterwards where I realized, because again, in the context of how Smoke treats her and why I don't think he's a good partner, is that he did not pull up to see her specifically. He did not pull up to try to be like, "Yo, I'm back now, and this is how things are going to be different." He pulled up in the same way that he did with his laundry list of shit that he needed to get done, and he was like, "Stack and I would like for you to cook for us."
Yeah, I guess
it didn't feel like they were in a relationship. And then when they talk about like, it didn't feel like they were previous relationship. I didn't pick up on the fact that when they were talking about a dead person waiting for them, that it was a child and not their father, her husband. That's so the initial confusion when she starts reaching for him, I was like, oh, this is a weird relationship they got going on. And then I realized, that's not his mom.
Yeah, I never clocked her as mother. Like I clocked as a big, beautiful black woman.
So, the reason that the reason that I made that mistake is that I saw a grave and I didn't realize it was a tiny handprint on the stone. So I didn't realize it was a child's grave.
But even then, like they don't talk about their fucking father favorably. So why would you visit? Like I wouldn't visit like that person favorably. I want to get them flowers. Like if I don't like this motherfucker used to beat me. They not getting flowers.
It's a complicated relationship, man.
Like, hey, like I think that's like the difference because like yeah, I would like peeps like that's somebody to him. Like I didn't get mother, but I was like that's somebody to him. But like
like I said, admittedly, I wasn't paying enough attention as I should have.
Right. Yes. It's like I was like, oh, that's a sex icon right there. Like, oof, Lord.
Don't get me wrong, Annie is a beautiful woman.
Oh yeah.
Right. I did not like it. Was just a mistake in context. I was like, oh, okay. They talked about that he buried his dad. They didn't talk about a dead child. Like I was like, why? Like I was like, why are they just visiting this grave? I was like, I thought he didn't like that motherfucker.
Yeah.
But it would make sense that he buried his dad somewhere on the property, and then it's like, oh, okay, cool, this is what it is. But like, yeah, that was a part of confusion for me for not paying enough attention. So yeah, I will say that I did not miss enough of that movie to think that Sammy was a goddamn vampire.
Yeah, that was a fucking weird. But also, people are fucking saying that Sammy sold his soul. And like it says in the beginning that like they just had a gift, had a gift. Yeah, like some people just have the gift to talk to the fucking like that transcends time. Yeah, transcends death and the barrier of death. And it's like, oh, he sold his soul. No, because like granted, there isn't the story of a guy who sold his fucking soul, but like that's not the story that's being told here because he was already good. He already could sing, and so like. But then it's like, oh, he's got a gift from God. Nah, you don't got a gift from God. The only person who mentions God is his fucking dad, not him. Yep. Like, and like the narrator specifically says, like, no, they just people just born with the gift. That's right. Like, right. And like, and it talks about from the multiple different religions that like born with the gift. So like, none of the fucking religions, like, or not religions, like the multiple cultures, yeah, talk about like, yeah, there's a gift. And like none of them mentioned that like, yeah, that gift is from so and so, like from God or anything.
No, it just tells you it can bring spirits, and some of them can be bad.
Yeah,
that's what it tells
you. But like that scene like where he like brings like showing like how like the music has transcends time and stuff. And it was like I seen people arguing about like, oh, like what's the definition of power? The vampire should have waited for somebody else. Like, it tell you what power is. Like, he's fucking transcending time right now. It's like going from like their fucking ancestors to fucking like to the fucking future. And it's like that's showing what real power is. But it's like people are like, oh no, he should have went for like other people that came back. Like, no, that's why the vampire wanted him. Like he's fucking going to break so much.
It's specifically that, and also like within the context of like how Remy is like how Remy describes his story, right? How he's like, hey, I know your pain because like I went through similar stuff. So he talks about like the Catholics taking his land, right? So he's an Irish person from, you know, the early ages. So he's probably like 1,000 years old or something like that. Talks about the Catholics taking Ireland, right? And his land missing. When he says he wants Sammy to play for him and play his music so he can see his.
Yeah.
Which also goes into like a whole other thing of like how it's very interesting that they chose specifically to have an Irish vampire and how they brought that up, because a lot of people talk about, you know, how Irish were once slaves and, you know, that type of thing. But specifically where it comes into tying into intersectionality, many Irish position themselves in places to also take advantage of Black people. There you have it. Here is a vampire who, yes, was Irish, who, yes, suffered, who is now like basically colonizing more Black people to further his own goals.
And like the thing is like you see at the end, like you clearly have a fucking choice to what you can or can't do. And like Remick chose to be that type of person. Like he could have chose to be something else. And he chose like to be like a culture vulture and just like use the Black people to fucking just do what he wanted. Let's see. I didn't want to mention like the indigenous people was like fucking like representation of like, hey, don't trust that motherfucker. And they're like, you know what? Oh, you want to argue with me? Best of luck. I'm out.
Yeah.
It was like because like you see like clearly like, hey, we try to warn somebody, and it's like, okay, go, we warned who we could, and when we got left. Oh, and I was just like,
hey, we tried.
Like, hey, like ain't nothing more I can do for you.
Yeah, I did like that aspect of it. How they were just like, hey, this is a dangerous man. We can help you out here, you know, but like you really shouldn't like let him in. If you let him in, okay, let us know. We'll take care of it. And then he was like, right, like, guys, round him up. We're going home.
But that's the fall of whiteness, because like instead of listening to fucking Black people, like listen to non-white people. It's like, hey, we're warning you. Whiteness is like, nah, we're gonna trust this random white man and not just these fucking people who are like telling us like, hey, something's fishy. But like,
100%. What's your favorite person in this?
Oh, my favorite person?
Yeah.
Good question. Other than the indigenous person who's trying to fucking warn motherfuckers, I would say either I could say Annie.
Okay.
Annie's probably my fave, because like really fucking like was like the voice of reason, but like also like was passionate, but then the had time for shit talking though in the middle of fucking dealing with vampires. Is like, you a goddamn lot talking about I use some old fish grease.
So I will say, I think probably best character in this for the laughs, Cornbread.
Oh, Cornbread, yeah. Like, I was going to say Cornbread, but I'm like, ooh, and it got me.
Like I think there was like so much different. Yeah. He was trying. He's like, you know. And then even like I said, they were telling him like, be careful with that, you know, as he tried to try to reach out with the money very slowly, and he was like, gotcha. He tried it. Oh god, there was a lot like really good with it. And it's like, wait, why should like, you've been coming up in and out of here all day? Why you need an invite now? He's just like, man, I just want my money.
And it's just like
he tried everything, man.
And he's like, come on. Like, he's in a place of need. Like, I'm just trying to comfort him. Uh,
He's like, all right, guys, you know what? He's like, he died. That's crazy. He's like, just go ahead and let me in. He's like, word, we need to get out of here. Wow, that's crazy. Go ahead and let me in.
um, like one of the things I want to talk about was well, like the sins and like a little bit of the community, uh, because like the movie is called Sinners, and I was like, I peep like it shows multiple people as like representing sins,
Mhm.
and like that's kind of their downfall,
Yeah,
because like you got lust and you got Pearl, like so that's Perlene, or like if she had just stayed home with her husband, she'd been fine.
right.
Uh, you got Stack, like hey, if he wasn't fucking thinking with his man in his pants, he would have peeked that she was fucking that Mary was acting weird. It was like I would have like talking at least could have like had a fighting chance. But like he wanted to be on some kinky stuff and he was blinded. And Gluttony is Remy. Like his downfall is him being so focused on Sammy that he was blinded that by fucking smoke coming behind him. I got greed, KKK fucking people. They let their downfall because they wanted to be greedy and thought they could. And I also feel like Smoke and Stack are also falling under the fucking grade because like
I I'm with you. I see it differently, and I will tell you where they are. I'll tell you where I think they fall.
all right, because yeah, Homebread met his downfall because of greed. Because you see him all about his money, wife talking to him, talk to him into it. But then when he like messes with that dude at the door over his $2, um, the sloth is the drunk guy who gets thrown outside. So like, was he even a vampire? But because he got drunk and passed out, met his fate. Um, Pride, the pastor, pet preacher boy, fucking daddy, because like his fucking pride ends up punching his fucking son away in his time of need. Uh, Wrath is I say Grace, and Envy would be preacher boy. Like he like nearly misses his fate because he's trying to like live up to his cousins and like mirror his cousins. And so like if he was he probably would be like him trying so hard to be like his cousins, put him in some bad positions.
So I will probably tell you that I think Envy is Mary,
Okay.
right? Because she wants so much to be in and of the black community, right? I think that lust is uh, I I think that lust is Stack,
Okay.
right? I think that gluttony is harmonica bro. Can't remember his name.
Oh yeah. Delroy.
Yeah, so he because from the whole time he's a drunkard, right? He's drunk the whole time, and it's not until he finally like stops drinking, he's sober, and he sacrifices himself for everybody else. I think that Sloth is cornbread, right? Because
Okay.
when he dies is when he takes time away from his job.
Oh yeah. Got it.
Um, I'd say that Wrath is Smoke,
Okay.
right? Because like that's the one that makes the most sense, right? Because he goes out in that. I think that the KKK is Pride.
Okay.
They like literally Proud Boys, right? They come out there saying that no one else can rise above, like it's them, right?
All right.
And I would say that that greed. So it's tough But it's tough with these guys, but I would say that it's greed for the uh greed for the Asian husband. I can't remember.
Okay. Well,
Bo. So greed for Bo, and specifically because um, he dies trying to leave when
yes.
his wife says, "Hey, we're going to help them," and he's like, "We said we're going to help them with, with, the party, not this." Right. So he goes to
Yeah.
leave, and that's how he dies. And it, less is Stack.
Okay.
So I'm with you in like the representation of what it is, and I would say that Sammy doesn't fall under any of those, being the only survivor.
Okay. Fair. I will definitely concede, like, yeah, like Mary is more better envy than fucking Preacher Boy. So,
uh, I think that that's where it fits for me. There's other situations of where you kind of like think it is, because you can put Smoke and Stack under pride and greed, because they not only stole everything that they had for this party, but also
yeah.
were prideful enough to think they can get away with unharmed.
Yes. I also like the because of that, like the random loose connections of like apparently if you listen to the soundtrack, it also like lines up with this, is that like the historical context of like them starting like the like some like the massacre in Chicago is like partially because like they like put two sides together.
Yeah.
And I heard a theory that like they might like the reason they might have got away with it is that like the twins didn't tell people that they're twins. They let like the people up fucking in Chicago assume that they're just one person.
Yeah.
And so that's why they probably think that they're getting away with it, is because like they're looking for one person, not two.
I think that that's one way to kind of get through it, but I think another one like would be, I mean, part of it is that it's like 1939, right? So,
Yeah.
limited communication, limited things. Like, people tell stories about how murderers would get away with shit in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Like nationwide manhunts going on. It's like, yeah, because you can't track down people when they disappear into like the South or something. And it's, exacerbate that by another 40 years. Like, yeah. I think that they could have disappeared into anywhere and probably gotten away with it. But yeah, the fact that everybody had to, that party had to be that day, right?
Yeah.
It's probably a likely thing that Smoke, was it Smoke? No, Stack didn't think that they were going to live through the week. That's the reason he was like, party has to be tonight.
Yeah.
They buried all them guns. They had everything waiting.
Well, that's the thing. They didn't bury the guns. Smoke buried the guns after the fact.
Did he have enough time to like?
That's the thing. Like, well,
so I know he pulled out the big gun out of the trunk, but he had the Tommy gun buried.
So the thing is, like, I thought the Tommy gun was underneath the big gun, and so like he just buried. Like, I assume he buried it while they were doing it. But like, yeah, who knows? Maybe they did bury the Tommy gun in advance, and just had just a big gun waiting in the case.
Yeah. Could be either or. All right. So, what's your rating for this movie? I already said it's 9.5 for me.
I'd say like mine 10. 10.
Oh, it's a 10. A rare 10 from Darnell. Woo. Okay. All right. You say it's movie of the year contender for you, so I appreciate that. Like, this movie is solid for me. I know I could rewatch this. I've been banging like I Lied to You like multiple times. It did something for me. Oh, the scene with the KKK, by the way, like when they all came out and like they all getting shot up and whatever, like that like spoke to me. I was cheering in the theater. I was like, get him,
Oh yes.
get him.
I was like, oh, this is a beautiful scene. I'm like, I'm waiting for this.
That's the thing that felt the most like Tarantino-esque. You know what I mean? That's where it really felt like, oh, okay, like I'm watching something that's like Dusk Till Dawn. So that's where it really like felt, good.
Like that scene where like he like reach out for his baby and the dude starts talking. And it's like, see, motherfucker, I was having a nice moment and you ruined it.
Yeah. No, it was a pretty good, like it's pretty good movie. So many good scenes in that. So much like well. This is I could talk about this movie like forever. It was that good. And the more you break it down, the more you see like different aspects of it for sure. I think that, again, some people have some really bad takes on it, but overall, I think this movie, like is super goddamn solid.
Yeah.
Very black.
Very black. Like, hey, they even talked about the church and like what that has to do with community. I was like, oof, like so much to talk about, so much to ramble about.
And not even just that. Okay, so one of the things about that is like the religious trauma, right?
Yeah.
And where that it's very much like a like Catholic preacher thing, right?
Yeah.
Where you can have anything happen to you, anything. It doesn't matter how crazy it is, and they'll be like, "See, this is the problem when you turn away from God."
Yeah. Like not asking if I'm okay or nothing, just immediately like correct
gashes through his face, right? Covered in blood, covered in wounds, and he's just like, "Are you willing to put down the guitar now?"
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? That's like that would have been my crash out. Like out of everything else, like the rest of the night you can get through, right? You show up in the morning.
And for Sammy, it was back to back because like he actually went to God, and then God was used against him in the lake, in the baptism, basically. That baptism was used against him, and then he immediately get like, damn, like got used against me from the white Catholic Irish. They like my own fucking father is using it against me again.
Yes,
like,
yes.
Like I just need to show their trial right now.
Like,
and the trial got stopped by the pastor. I guess what I wanted to.
Interesting thing. So interesting is that there's a lot of vampire rules that are followed in this movie, right? Yeah. You need to be invited in, like allergic to garlic, right? Interestingly enough, no one put power in the cross. Curleen is bitten wearing a cross.
Oh shit!
So that's an interesting thing to note, is that the only one who's prevented from being bitten is smoke, and specifically with the hoodoo bag.
And I guess Sammy with the guitar is like, it's silver.
Yeah, the silver in the guitar, like that helps him out. So
like the things that people would demonize are the things that save the two fucking people who survived the night.
Yeah, I think that in itself is its own indictment in the movie, which is pretty good. I think that it was a lot solid. So much for this.
Yeah, I can't wait till it comes on DVD so I can buy it and then just watch it nonstop. Yes, like I want like the commentary from like, I hope they do like the old school way of like, yeah, oh, we're gonna do all the commentary while you watch the movie.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm here for it. All right. Any final thoughts?
If you didn't understand the movie, go see it again. Go see it 2 more times.
Gotta pump them numbers.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I can't wait for more people to watch this movie. 100%. This is a movie to enjoy. it exceeded expectations. I went in there not knowing, anything what to expect other than like, I knew it had Michael B. Jordan twice. I knew it had Haley Seinfeld, and I knew that it was directed by Ryan Coogler. You did not have to tell me anything else, and I knew I was going to be in for a good time. But it ended up being even better than I expected. So, no notes.
Yeah, no notes. Just phenomenal.
All right, fantastic. And with that, we'll leave it. We'll leave it there. So thanks everybody for watching. This has been Nerds in the Dark. I'm Mikey,
Darnell.
and we'll see you next time.